I'm a marketer, with the company. So NEM has been around since 1948. We're a general insurance company. What that means is that the only thing we don't insure is life. So we're not composite. And so our office is located at 199 Ikorodu Road. Very strategic, very conspicuous building. It's a glass house. So please, we want to encourage you to insure all your property with us. Anything that you value, is important that you take up insurance on them. So NEM is very popular. In fact, NEM is #1 in general business. You can Google that and find out from the Nigerian Insurance Digest. NEM has been around, and we have an unbroken record of dividend payment for over 15 years. NEM is the insurer with the largest motor portfolio. You can confirm all these. So please, whatever class of insurance that you want to take up, so far it is not life, come to NEM. You are very well assured. So whatever time you have any case of a claim, be very sure that we will be there to answer you. You're welcome. Thank you for patronizing NEM Insurance PLC. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Amos Akande, a marketer and also an account officer from Temple Insurance Brokers Limited. We serve as an intermediary between you and your insurance company. And as well, we have an evidence who can speak for us that we have done better, even in insurance broking marketing in the industry in Nigeria. Cleanshow can be our testifier. We cover everything about policy, all the insurance policies for Cleanshow Solutions Limited. And there is another policy that most of the company, the cleaning laundry that were unknown to them, like Bailey Insurance, which covered the clothes of their clients, which we also have been doing that for Cleanshow and Garment Care and some other laundry businesses for some years. By the special grace of God, we have been in the business for more than 2 decades, and we are still be working. And if there is any claim arise for any of your businesses, be guaranteed within a short period of 3 weeks, maximum to 4 weeks, your claim will be settled. If there is anything you need to do, just to give us a call, and we run your errand for you and make the job easy for you. Thank you.
So you can enjoy the exhibition some more, interact with the exhibitors, and I would call the room to order once we're ready to start the sessions again. Just make sure you're learning a bit more from each of the exhibitors, interact with them some more. Once I go back on stage, I'll call the room to order for us to continue with our presentations. Ladies and gentlemen, we can make our way back now to the seats. Thank you for your cooperation so far, and I hope in your interaction with the exhibitors, you are left better inspired on how to improve your service to your customers and make life a lot easier for your staff. Please make your way back to the seats now. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please make your way back, make your way back. Can we shut down the exhibitions for now until after this session we're entering? Please let's shut down the exhibitions for now. We will continue later. Thank you very much. Please let's shut down the exhibitions for now. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please make your way back to your seats. Please come back to your seats. Thank you to our exhibitors. Exhibitors, please, your kind cooperation to get the delegates back to their seats. Thank you, exhibitors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, exhibitors. Thank you for your kind cooperation. Please, let's make our way back to our seats. Thank you very much. Kindly make your way back to your seats. Can I have the kind cooperation and assistance of the board members of FPDA to talk to members to please make their way to their seat? If we can shut down the exhibitions interaction for now, we will have enough time at the end of the session. Or there's two sessions that would follow back to back. We would have enough time. Please make your way back to your seats. You've been far too kind thus far. Let's keep the cooperation going. Thank you kindly as you make your way back to your seat. And now we are going into the second presentation. We are looking at from classroom to career, advocating for the inclusion of dry cleaning and laundry skills in Nigeria's educational framework. Our lecturer, if you like, guest lecturer, distinguished guest lecturer for this topic I just reeled out to you on classroom to career. I think we all heard the chairman of CPAN allude to the fact that they are working with one of the educational institutions operating out of Kaduna to create some level of standardization in the cleaning business. Here we want to talk about standardization, I beg your pardon, from classroom to career rather, in the dry cleaning and fabric care industry. I guess lecturer is an academic, a university administrator, and an entrepreneur. He began his career as an academic, as an assistant lecturer in 1985 at his alma mater, the University of Calabar. And in 93, he joined Benue State University, Makurdi, as a pioneer staff, where he helped establish the history department. He was promoted to the rank of Professor of Economic History and Development Studies at the same university and held various positions at the same university, including rising to become Deputy Vice Chancellor at some point and Director of Consultancy Services. He was also one time the Vice Chancellor of Kwararafa University in Wukari in Taraba State. He has consulted for many academic institutions across different countries on the continent of Africa and beyond the continent of Africa. A widely traveled academician and entrepreneur, he enjoys to share his knowledge by way of publications and lectures at conferences like this, with over 90 publications to his credit to date. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to talk to us on Classroom to Career, please welcome Professor Yakubu Aboki Ochefu. I think we can make the applause better.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me congratulate the organizers of this workshop or for this exhibition for allowing me to enjoy a moment of epiphany when I realized that we're sitting on an industry that we have cared very little about from that academic perspective. I tried to wriggle out of this engagement when Barrister Ishe Momo asked me to come and make a presentation because of other schedules. I'm happy that his persistence paid off, and I'm here to share some of my thoughts with you. My presentation will take two parts. First of all, the objective of my presentation is to take a quick look at the cleaning industry and how it aligns with higher education disposition and delivery in Nigeria, and how one can explore pathways on how we can include skills development in this sector to the mainstream tertiary educational system. I'll proceed first by providing you a snapshot of where we are today in university education in Nigeria, share with you some of our movements and some of our challenges, and then attempt to contemplate a new design for cleaning technologies as a useful addition to higher education, and then conclude by asking the question, is the future clean and bright? The Nigerian university system at a glance, can you take the next slide, is No, the next one. Yes. The Nigerian university system at a glance is 76 years old, and we currently have 273 licensed universities. 62 of them are owned by the federal government of Nigeria, while 63 are owned by various state governments. 28 of those who are owned by federal government are specialized universities: the Open University, Universities of Agriculture, University of Health Sciences, and the likes. 16 of those that are owned by the states are also specialized. 26 public and private universities are licensed to provide distance learning, and we have 1 national open university and 4 private ones. Our growth pattern is also very interesting. If you look at the history of university education in Nigeria, University of Ibadan, of course, being the first university, and between 1948, when the first university was started, and 1970, we had 5 universities in Nigeria. By 1976, that number had increased to 13, and by 1985, we had 30 universities. Up until 1999, there were 29 universities in Nigeria. But between 1999 and 2024, that number had increased to a total of 273. So you see that 80% of the universities that we have in Nigeria were established during the Fourth Republic. So we like to refer to the Fourth Republic as the golden age of university education, university development in Nigeria. In terms of geopolitical zones, the Southwest Geopolitical Zone has the highest number of universities with 70, and the Northeast Geopolitical Zone has the lowest number with 21. And North Central has the second highest number of universities with 52. And this is interesting because there's no state in Nigeria that doesn't have a federal university, there's no state in Nigeria that doesn't have a state university, and there's no state in Nigeria that doesn't have a private university. So all the university types are represented within our ecosystem. Our current student population, lock, stock, and barrel, is about 2.6 million, while the total number of staff employed in the university system, both academic and non-academic staff, is about 240,000. The Nigerian universities put together are the 3rd largest holders of land in Nigeria after the federal government and state governments. 10 of the universities are located in what we typically refer to as university towns. In other words, if you remove the university from that town ceases to exist. So we have like about 10 universities that are located in university towns. And Kaduna State is home to 4 federal universities. 32 of our universities are located in state capitals, and Abuja is home to 4 federal universities. Abuja has the highest number of federal universities in one single location. Kano and Owerri have 2 federal universities each, while 30 other universities are located in local government headquarters. I'm sharing these statistics with you so that at the end of the day, you will be able to make that connection between the opportunities that exist all over, whether it is state capitals, whether it's local government capitals, whether it's in university towns. Our state governments have been very active in development of universities. A lot of people don't remember that as at 1962, the federal government of Nigeria had only 2 universities. The one that they inherited from the colonial government, that's the University of Ibadan, and the one that was built by the Federal Ministry of Education, which is University of Lagos. The other universities at that time, University of Nigeria in Nsukka, University Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria, and what is now Obafemi Awolowo University, were established by regional governments. If you put them together in the context of today's arrangement, those will have been states, state governments. So the states had been active participants in the establishment of universities right from day one. And then they were also the first to establish specialized universities. Ogun State established the first University of Education. Rivers that established the first state university after the federal government lifted the ban, established the University of Science and Technology. And then, of course, you have universities of environmental sciences, and Ondo State government was the first to establish a specialized university dealing with health, long before the federal government had its own. From 1960 to 1962, and since 1979, all the states, all these geopolitical zones have had state universities, with Rivers, Ondo, Kano, Delta, and Kogi states having 3 and above. In terms of students' population, I told you that we have a captive population in terms of those who want to come into the university and those who are already in the university. We usually get about 1.7 million applications every year, vying for about 700,000 spaces. As at 1962, when the first 5 universities were established, the entire student population was 2,000. And if you fast forward today to the 2-point-something million that we're talking about, you can see the type of progression that we have made. In terms of carrying capacity, the first generation universities, what we refer as the first generation universities, put together account for about 40% of our student population, while the state universities make up about 30%, with Imo State University, Lagos State University, Rivers State, Benue State, and Nasarawa State having student populations of about 20,000 students and above. Of the 273 universities we have in Nigeria, 107 of them offer postgraduate programs. Even though we don't have the estimates for the postgraduate students, when we extrapolate from data that we get from NUC, it ranks about 10-15% of the total student population. According to an NUC report, the 2020 NUC report, Nigerian universities offer about 2,300 academic programs at all levels. And within the academic staff cadre, we have like about 12,000 persons in the professorial rank. 38% of our academic staff do not have doctorate degrees, while 52% are in the category of lecturers 1 and below. We have vacancies ranking up to like about 30,000 vacancies currently exist in our university system if we are to maintain the minimum academic standards as specified by the industry regulator, which is the Nigerian Universities Commission. We also know that Nigeria has one of the worst teacher-student ratio student-teacher ratios in Nigeria. And in practically all fields, we have shortages of academic staff in most of the courses, especially in the likes of computer science, the natural sciences, accounting, architecture, just to mention a few. In some of the newer courses, robotics, artificial intelligence, paramedical sciences, data and decision sciences, we hardly have people who have PhDs in those categories. As at 2024, the funding, the challenge that Nigerian universities face can be categorized into 5. The major one being funding that we are all aware about. We also have challenges in our governance structure. The nature and character of our governance systems and its alignment to proper university practice is also not very consistent with global best practice. I'm sure you are all in the news about the inauguration of governing councils of federal universities that took nearly 1 year to happen, and when it did happen, it came out in a manner that people began to protest. So we have serious governance issues. We have technology and infrastructure challenges. Our technology is not where it should be as far as 21st century education is concerned. We still have access to many of the cutting-edge programs. If you apply to read medicine this year, you'll be competing for less than 6.5% of the positions that are available. In other words, of all the medical schools put together, they are only able to take 6.5% of those who apply to get in. And I think this year the application was like about 54,000, and only about 6,000 will get admission at the end of the day. So we still have serious access problems, and then of course we have lack of qualified staff that I've mentioned earlier. In the context of the 4th Industrial Revolution and the iron law of unintended consequences, We also have issues that have cropped in that range from climate and environmental changes, the political changes that we see and deal with on daily basis, the economic changes that we see on daily basis, demographic and health and disease changes, and of course, behavioral change. We still are grappling with how to deal with the millennials and Gen Zs, with those of us in the grandfather category, and those of us who were born before computer, or BBC as they call us, really don't know how to handle these new intakes that are coming into universities. So these behavioral changes are putting a lot of pressure on our system. Of course, other challenges which I've listed out in terms of government funding on education, which is real, the poor quality and quantity of staff, poor compensation of university workers, of course, you all know that it's in the news how much professors earn on a monthly basis, the demoralization of workers, both teaching and non-teaching staff, with consequences on student outcomes and experiences. You see a lot of teaching and non-teaching staff take it out on their students on all manner of issues that border on moral tepidity because of the type of situation they found themselves. The infrastructural decay is huge, inadequate funding of research initiatives, and of course the curriculum inadequacies, which we'll talk on very shortly, which leads a lot of our students to abandon their programs and go to other parts of the world in terms of being frustrated with what they do. The other thing that we're also not doing very well is that our educational programs are still embedded in academic silos. In other parts of the world, they are building academic scaffolds, but here we are still building academic silos. So if you have a degree in physics at your first degree level, and you go on to do software engineering, and you want to get a job in the engineering faculty, they will tell you that because you did not do engineering in your first degree, they will not admit you. That type of outdated methodologies is still part of our system that we are struggling with. We have a huge number of stakeholders that make it very difficult for us to make progress easily. I'm saying this as somebody who has had nearly 40 years experience in the system. Between the federal and state ministries of education, between the federal and state ministry of finance and national planning that control our budgets, between the national and state assemblies that make laws for us, our regulator, the National Universities Commission, our exam body, which is JAM, our funding body, our intervention body, which is TED Fund, then the proprietors of the private universities, the Committee of Pro-Chancellors and the Committee of Vice-Chancellors that I work for, the various academic and non-academic unions, Almighty, ASU and SANU, the alumni associations, the press and the societal watchdogs. Every day you see one professor cut pants down on social media, rippling through the system, parents and students, and of course our host communities that are very influential actors. So any of the people listed here can shut down the university system. Any of them can shut down the university system. So when you start something that they don't like or they are not comfortable with it, you have to deal with it. So a vice chancellor wakes up in the morning, and if any one of these people should call him or send him a text, his day is completely disrupted. So that is how tough the job of being a vice chancellor is. So the big ask in all these numbers and all this background information that I've given to you is, can the cleaning industry improve our bottom line? That is a big ask. Is there an opportunity for the cleaning industry to engage positively with the Nigerian universities? And when I was doing the background research for this paper, I came across some numbers that were credited to Mr. Bayo Rotimi on a This Day report of 2003 that talks about the market value of the cleaning industry, which as at 2019 stood at 8.4 million. And when you look at the global cleaning industry that has a market value of 79.1 billion with a compounded annual growth rate of about 3.4%, what does that tell us in the financial industry, in the tertiary education industry. That tells us that we are sitting on an opportunity that we have neglected for far too long. It tells us that Nigeria boasts of a thriving laundry and dry cleaning industry, employing millions and contributing significantly to the economy. It also tells us that the formal educational system is overlooking the technical and practical skills that are inherent in this industry, and the fact that it's also able to afford huge employment opportunities to our graduates rather than push them to certain employment corridors. So what is currently on ground with regards to cleaning technologies education? Within the university system, nothing is on ground. There's a school of laundry and dry cleaning technology that I found at Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital in Kano that offers, and when I did some research, I understood where they were coming from because of the type of cleaning services that you need in a hospital. So they set up an institute, and I'm sure a lot of people don't even know. I was known about that for the first time when I was researching for this paper. In terms of the entrepreneurship education that is consistent with our new minimum academic standards and core curriculum, which was updated last year, having been in operation for nearly 30 years. There was a gap of 30 years between when we updated our curriculum. The new one provides for entrepreneurial education irrespective of whatever course you study. But in the entrepreneurial development centers that we have established in all universities, cleaning and laundry business is not mentioned anywhere. We don't even talk about it. And so there is no baseline at all on opportunities for cleaning technology education in our institutions, which really got me thinking, and that is why I said I was happy that Barrister Shamomo convinced me to come and give a talk in this exhibition. We also don't have any career guidance programs for our students and on the potentials of the cleaning industry. So we talk about fashion, we talk about photography, we talk about all these new digital technologies, but no mention at all. I hosted a meeting of directors of entrepreneurship last year, and not one mention, not one word was mentioned about this industry. But if we had, what will be the benefits to the students? And it's huge. In terms of increased employability, we can see from the numbers that that this industry is massive. And if we are looking for places where our students can go as some of the options, this is one place that we should be making investment in. In terms of enhancement of their practical skills, even in terms of taking care of their own clothing, it's something that this industry, this partnership will be very useful. Dry cleaning education will be very useful in that regard. And of course, in terms of entrepreneurial opportunities, that you can do small scale, you can also do large scale. What will be the benefits for the economy? Again, a skilled workforce, just like the chairman mentioned. There's virtually no industry, no sphere of activity that doesn't require cleaning. By the time we leave this hall, some people come and clean it and make it ready for the next engagement. So is it the hospitals, is it the schools, is it the hotels, is it the markets? Where are you going to go that you will not require cleaning services? Because as human beings, generating waste is part of our profile. And so somebody needs to clean up that waste. So the jobs that will be created in the economy if we make this type of education possible is also huge. What will be the benefit for your own industry? And the benefit for our industry is that we're able to standardize. The chairman talked about engagement that he has with Professor Bugaje next week in Kaduna, the National Board for Technical Education. He has also, this conference has also blown a light bulb in my head. So when I go back, I will just go to Bugaje and extract what you guys have done and see how we can also use it for the universities. Innovation and growth, this again is a platform for a lot of research opportunities. I was talking with the gentleman about where the properties for the stain removers come from. We should be able to get our researchers to go into the laboratory and find out local substitutes to produce these stain removers locally instead of importing them. Even the soaps and other things are huge opportunities for the universities. And I'm going to challenge the Committee of Directors of Research to see what type of research is being done in soap and cleaning ingredients within our society. And of course, it will also help reduce your training costs, because if we're able to provide formalized training at that level, when they come out, you don't need to spend a lot of money training them to get onto the job. So it's a win-win for everybody across the ecosystem. Other value additions that I've also noticed are sustainable production practices, water recycling, the use for wastes. I've dabbled into waste to wealth management in my earlier life, so I know how much money you can make from waste. Innovation and technology integration, some of the equipment that I've seen are equipment that can be fabricated locally and be used so that there's opportunity for our own engineering students, as the case may be. And then, of course, consumer education and awareness in terms of how to deal with your fabric, how to treat your fabric, and all the other things that come with wearing of clothes. So how do we chart a pathway for a collaboration? The first is what we talked about, what the chairman talked about, that something is already being done in terms of a curriculum development. We'll look at that curriculum development and see what inputs that we need to make, have the type of stakeholder engagements to see that the professionals and the academia are on the same page as far as that curriculum is designed. Then we'll try and see how we can pilotize some of the initiatives, get some of the university centers of entrepreneurship to start a pilot program on dry cleaning and seeing how it can go by partnership with the industry users. Our teachers will need to be trained. Of course, the people that are going to do the training are the professionals, because like I said, no baseline exists for such training. And then, of course, public and private partnerships and managing the social stigma. The whole concept of laundry business being washerman, don't be washerman, him be, and that type of. So when you tell somebody that he should go and do laundry education, his mind goes to a washerman, and you know how that stigma will stick to our young millennials and Gen Z. So we need to also work on that social stigma and see how we can link it with some of the things that they like, you know, environment, social causes, and all those type of things, and create a type of understanding that fits very well within their own psychological psyche. So in conclusion, I ask the question, is the future clean and bright? And it's an emphatic yes for me. Laundry and cleaning business represents an opportunity for our tertiary institutions. I'm proposing a strategic partnership between fabric care professionals and the academia, and I think that partnership will be a win-win for us all. And I also agree with the time-tested saying that problems are like washing machines. They twist us, spin us, and knock us around. But in the end, we come out cleaner and brighter than before. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Prof. And like a washing machine, you have spinned the topic, cleaned it, and you have brought out a very well-laundered idea on how laundry education can become part of Nigerian universities. Let's give him another round of applause. That's amazing. Wow. You know, I was just waiting when Prof was taking us on the journey of the history of Nigerian universities. I was waiting to arrive at that junction where we connected, and then, you know, an expert is an expert. and he more than brought it home. Remarkable. You know, I love the point on going to get what is already happening between C-SPAN and what do you call them, the Technical Education Board in Kaduna, and then marrying it with what he is getting as an idea in collaboration with FPDA, and ultimately laundry education will be something for the future. You know, it's funny really what he said, how people stigmatize what you do. As I said earlier, beyond the stigma, without you, we can't wear proper clothes. Those of you who were at the creation of this association, if you remember, I said something. I said I categorize my clothes into two. A section of my clothes play Champions League. The other section plays Premiership. So if you bring it to Africa to be CAF Champions League and Nigerian Premier League. So the ones that play Champions League, I send to a proper dry cleaner like Clean is, like what I'm wearing now. The ones that play Premier League, I get Kofi, my washerman, to wash it. From my last meeting with you people, I've had to teach Kofi how he can, because every time I buy t-shirts, all it takes is one wash and they are gone. So I now taught him, do my t-shirts like this. I bought some recently, he washed them and I looked at them. They were still looking like I just bought them. You know, so the point I'm making is you are too critical to our everyday life for somebody to trivialize your business and you accept it. Don't fight with them. Be like some of the ones I've interacted with, like Enibukun, Davis, and co have interacted with. By the time they engage with you, if you are trivializing the trade or commonizing it, you will leave them wanting to invest in the business. That's where you'll be. And with what Prof is saying, when that comes on stream, ultimately, people will now go to the university to learn a bit more about you. The respect will increase. The profile, I think will also increase your bottom line. Because if you're going to engage somebody who is coming out as a master's degree, if I'm bringing my clothes to you, I have that at the back of my mind. That is why a bottle of Coke in a co-hotel can be 2,000 and be 200 on my streets. Because a co-hotel has employed a master's degree holder, a PhD degree holder, a first degree holder to refrigerate the Coke, to clean the room, and to make sure that the Coke is available every time. So that extra 1,800 is what is covering all of that drama. The Coke is still 200. Maybe they even buy their own self 100 naira at the end of the day. But anyways, let's give Prof another round of applause. Prof, thank you so much. So we're going from Prof's presentation to us to SON. Remember, Prof has looked at from classroom to career, advocating for the inclusion of dry cleaning and laundry skills in Nigeria's educational framework. And he said something about local content, which is producing the chemicals you use for stain removers in country. Again, that's huge. Now, for you to do that, you need a standard organizations of Nigeria. When the researchers have done the work and produced it, SON needs to look at what they produce and say, okay, will this be good for this type of fabric? Let me pause. I want to ask something. Is there a tailor here? Is there a fashion designer here? Is there any fashion designer here? Thank you so much. So, thank you, Auntie. Auntie says, which is true, most dry cleaners have alteration businesses, right? And that means you have fashion designers and tailors you work with. I said to your chairman, he made the effort to invite some fashion designers who are not here. But I want to say to you, moving forward, you invite fashion designers, the big ones. You know why? It will help you. Remember, SAN said his clothes, or his wife's clothes was damaged, right? And Enibukun said something he's always said to me. If the fashion designer puts on that cloth the instruction on how to maintain and manage it, the chances of spoiling it by your colleague in Abuja would have dropped to 20 or 10%, which means it will go and come out as it was, right? So invite them, invite fabric sellers. So from the fabric seller to the tailor, there is a communication on how the fabric should be maintained. So when he's coming to you with a label telling you how to manage it. Ruth, we're good? All right, thank you. I was doing all of that to just buy some time to get ready for this next presentation. But thank you all the same. Ma'am, you want to say something? Can I get a microphone there, please, real quick for Auntie Nolide? Okay, go ahead.
No, I would like to suggest to the dry cleaners that we are the ones that should educate the people selling fabric. Because they don't have a clue. So they're mixing X with Y, A with B, and nothing is working. Perhaps actually, the color on the black fabric on SAN's cloth was not fast. And it actually ran. And they don't even know that it's going to run anyway. They just buy it and they use it to sew the clothes. So we are the ones that should take the initiative of educating the designers and the sellers of fabric and helping them to create the right labels for the finished products. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. That's what you get when an engineer becomes a dry cleaner. The knowledge begins to pour like that. That's really amazing. So bring them into the room, have workshops with them beyond your conference and teach them. Because she's right. And teach them. If they know, they will not combine what will give you trouble. Because at the end of the day, you suffer it. They make the mistake, you become the victim. And the customer doesn't want to know that you are just a victim like himself. He doesn't want to know. I said last time when we met in Ikeja that I told a very big designer in this country, in Lagos here, he made some clothes for me. I said, if I dry clean it once and he loses color, I'm coming back to you. So I told him before I left his store. Because I looked at the fabric, it was suspect. And I went and dry cleaned it, didn't spoil, I didn't go back to him. But if you trust me, Richmond, I will go back to him. Oh, me magba, everything. I don't want to know. Anyways, let's move on now to our next presentation. Safety, sustainability, and service excellence. The urgency of standardization in Nigeria's dry cleaning and laundry industry. Ifeanyi Okeke is the DG of SON, Standard Organizations of Nigeria, but Mr. Okeke is not able to join us, but he's told us not to worry, that he has sent a very able representation in the person of an assistant director at the agency. Let's welcome Mrs. Ganiyat Adebayo. Okay. So, Mary, right? Yes, Mary will do a brief goodwill, and once she's done, she will then bring her colleague who I just introduced, the assistant director, who will then drive the presentation. Please, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. You're all looking good. Thank you. All right. I bring the greetings from the Director General, Standard Organization of Nigeria, in person of Dr. Ifeanyi Chukwunanzo Okeke, to this meeting edition of the Cleanshow Africa from 28th to 29th May 2024 at the Landmark Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. It is with great delight to be part of this conference with a team positioning African fabrics and hygiene industries for excellence, adopting world-class practice. Indeed, an honor to see so many esteemed members of the Fabric Professionals and Dry Cleaning Association and other esteemed organizations, business owners gathered here for the same agenda today. As part of the objectives and common goal, which is in pursuit of excellence and quality service delivery in the dry cleaning, laundry and hygiene operations. Dry cleaning and laundry services has been in existence over time, from the local hand wash to the technology-driven equipment, which has become an acceptable service in Nigeria, Africa, and the international business chain. Earlier, from the pictorial representation from Paul, from the professor, you could see the local hand wash, which was they normally call washerman or alagbafo, if you understand Yoruba very well. But with time, this has evolved, and there's a lot of innovation and equipment. A lot of equipment we had seen exhibited here had actually taken over the local hand wash to technology-driven innovations, which new equipment are being used. All right. Sorry. So, which involves, so normally when you talk about dry cleaning, what goes to the human mind is when you use solvents outside the regular hand washing, which is the use of detergent water to actually carry out your dry cleaning and washing services and laundry. In an increasing competitive market space, your role as custodians of the consumer trust and confidence cannot be overemphasized. The enormous benefit, like the protection of the delicate clothes, saving time, eradicating stubborn stains and odors, protection from moths and other pests, while getting the desired flawless finishing. As part of Standard Organization of Nigeria commitment to service delivery, building consumer trust and confidence within this sector, SON has developed a service standard, which is Standard Code of Practice, Standard for Fabrics and Cleaning Services, Laundry, Dry Cleaning and Wet Cleaning, Requirements and Guidance for Use. This particular Code of Practice is actually awaiting Council approval. Stakeholders should not hesitate when called upon for these technical committee meetings to develop other national standards, which are vital initiatives aimed at ensuring that service meets the requirements of standard in terms of quality, environment, and safety in Nigeria. The system certification process anchored by the SON MSc Directorate, which is the SON Management System Certification, offer quality management system. Let me pause here. Please, let me ask, how many of the cleaning agency are ISO certified or are aware of quality management system? If you have implemented it in your dry cleaning services or laundry services, can you please raise up your hand? How many of you? Okay. All right, so obviously none. So with this, the system certification unit is open for you to actually come and implement this management system in your business. We have also taken into consideration the environment implication of your waste generation, and also the safety of your workers within your shop floors. So we have the ISO 9001:2015, the Quality Management System Certification. We have the Environmental Management System, that is the ISO 14001, and also the Occupational Health and Safety, which is the ISO 45001. SON Management System Directorate offer these process certifications. Embracing these initiatives, we are not only safeguarding the interests of our customers, but also enhancing the credibility and reputations of our dry cleaning, laundry, hygiene operations. By implementing quality service delivery, protect health and the environment. Standardization and quality assurance is not merely a regulatory requirement. They are fundamental principles that underpin consumers' confidence. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Fabric Professionals and Dry Cleaning Association, FPDA, for organizing this remarkable exhibition and conference. Your commitment to promoting standard and quality assurance in dry cleaning and laundry sector is highly commendable. I am confident that our partnership will yield tangible benefit for all stakeholders present. To all the esteemed participants, I urge you to share your insights and leverage this platform to eradicate unprofessional service delivery in the drying, cleaning, laundry, and hygiene industry in order to uphold standardization, quality assurance. Thank you for your attention, and I wish us all productive output. Thank you, Director General, Standard Organization of Nigeria. So my colleague from the Directorate Standard will actually go through some presentation in person of Dr. Ganiat Adebayo. She will actually go through some presentations on sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, Bella. Let's welcome Dr. Ganieta Debayo as she takes the podium to do the presentation.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I can't hear any response. Okay, thank you so much. So I'll be talking about safety, sustainability, and service excellence, the urgency of standardization in Nigeria's dry cleaning and laundry industry. Sorry, I have to stand this way. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I'll quickly talk about SON in brief. My colleague has spoken a little about okay. Thank you. Okay, she has said a little about SON. So let me quickly give a brief about SON. SON, Standards Organization of Nigeria. When you're writing the standard, there's S, Standards Organization of Nigeria, was established by an enabling act of number 56 of 1971. It has been amended 4 times, and so currently we are using Act number 14 of 2015. SON is an affiliate of ISO, which is International Organization for Standardization. The ISO, that's the full meaning. International Organization for Standardization. Okay, so and we have access to over 3,000 international standards and over 2,500 Nigerian industrial standards. Okay, so what do we mean by standards? Standards are consensus documents. What we mean by consensus is that it's an agreement among stakeholders. For example, in the cleaning industry, you have dry cleaners, you have textile manufacturers, you have people from the academia, like professor, you have people from NGOs, you have government agencies. So these are the stakeholders that come together to argue, to debate on a standard that has been drafted by a standard officer. So that is why it is called a consensus document, a document that defines quality criteria for respective products and services. So it provides a level playing field for all stakeholders, whether you are a nano manufacturer, whether you are micro, whether you are small, medium, or large, the same standard covers everyone. So that's why it provides a level playing field. So we have different categories of standards. We have product standard, or we have terminology standard. That one just states, just define some terms. So that's a terminology standard. We have dimensional standards, stating dimensions of some products. We have performance standards. We have testing standards. We have product standard, codes of practice. We have process standard. We have service and measurement standards. So for dry cleaning, it falls under service standards. And we also have code of practices for dry cleaning industries. Then we have groups. We have standard groups in SON. That's CT, that's Chemical Technology Group. For example, detergents, stain removers are under Chemical Technology Group, under standardization. We have food technology, like water, any type of food, that's food technology. We have electrical electronics, we have mechanical engineering. We have civil and building and mining. We have environment standards. We have halal standards. We have healthcare standards. We have information technology standards. We have service standards, metrology, then we have textile leather standards. So those are the groups that we have in SON that develop different types of standards. Okay, so when we have these certification schemes, like my colleague was asking for ISO, we have MANCAP, that is for locally made goods. So if you are a manufacturer, you are producing garments, you are producing nose mask, you are producing any type of goods in Nigeria, you have to certify your products under the MANCAP scheme. The MAN there is mandatory. The first 3 letters of mandatory is that MAN, and the CAP, Conformity Assessment Program. But if you are importing, like I've seen some imported goods there, you go through SONCAP. That SON is Standard Organization of Nigeria, then the CAP is Conformity Assessment Program. We also have product registration for imported products. Then for system certification, we have product certification and we have system certification. If you want to certify your system, like you're a laundry, dry cleaning industry, you want to certify your system, the entire system, then we have this ISO 9001. It's a generic standard. We call it quality management system. So starting from your gates, from your raw material for food safety management system, and we have 27001 information security management system. Some banks are certified to that, and so on. We have a lot of them. Okay. So if you want to, we have a stand there. If you need more details about SON, please kindly visit our stand. My colleagues are already there. Okay. So now let's talk about safety in the dry cleaning and laundry industry. So what is safety? So I define safety as the condition of being protected from danger, risk, or injury. So in dry cleaning industry, you have to be wary of 3 types of safety. So we have chemical safety, we have equipment safety, and workplace safety. When we talk about chemical safety, you use solvents and detergents. So those solvents and detergents have their specific standards, which you have to comply with. If you don't comply with those standards, then you expose yourself to unnecessary risk or unnecessary danger. So that is the first one, chemical safety. Then the equipment safety also, your machines come with manuals. So you have to comply with the requirements, the quality requirements stated in the manuals, so as not to expose yourself, you and your customers, to unnecessary dangers. We also one WhatsApp, there was one, how do I put it? It's an accident. The man was just going out of the dry cleaning, as was just parking his clothes, as he was moving out, the machine caught fire. We saw it on WhatsApp. Somebody posted it, I saw it. So that kind of danger, we should try to avoid it. So we have to do your maintenance, the maintenance of your equipment, how you operate your equipment. You have to be very careful with this aspects. Then workplace safety, there are some areas where you have to put on your personal protective equipment. So if you don't do that, you expose yourself, your customers, your employees to danger at the workplace. So proper ventilation is also necessary at the dry cleaning environments, and emergency protocols. You should have emergency protocols. In case of this, what happens? Those emergency protocols should be put in place. You don't wait for the accident to happen before you put those in place. As you are starting your dry cleaning industry, those emergency protocols should start with the company. So in case this happens, we are not praying for any accident to happen, but if it happens, what do we do? So those actions that to mitigate the effects of the risk should be in place as you are starting your industry. Next slide. Okay, sustainability, that's the ability to exist and develop without depleting natural resources for the future. That is, what are those activities you are doing right now that is affecting the environment? How do you prevent those activities that you are doing daily from depleting the natural resources in the environment? So that's sustainability. So you have to adopt water and energy efficiency. There are standards in water and energy for energy usage which help to minimize waste. We have standards, so you have to subscribe to these standards if you don't have them. There are standards for water management. You have to adopt energy efficient machines and water recycling systems. As you're washing, do you just throw the waste off, the effluents from your dry cleaning? Do you just throw them off, or you just recycle? So this is one of the ways to reduce the environmental footprints. Then waste management, you have to dispose your chemical waste. Just like I've said, you have to dispose them properly. And the non-recyclable materials, the disposal is very crucial. You have to think about the 7 R's, like to recycle, you reuse, you re-gift, you recover, you repair. There are like 7 of them that you have to practice. Then standardized waste management practices ensure that we minimize pollution and adhere to environmental regulations. I've said that. Then you have to think about using eco-friendly products, such as the biodegradable detergents. We don't have standard for that yet. We are already, there's a plan to develop standard for biodegradable detergents and solvents. Okay, so next slide, please. Then service excellence, that's the ability of a provider to consistently meet or exceed customers' expectations. You all do this. Just like the MC was saying that when you take your cloth to the dry cleaning and your cloth gets stained, what do? You don't go back there. So if you don't want that to happen, then you have to key into this service excellence. You have to carry out quality control. You have to implement quality standard that helps to maintain consistency in cleaning processes. You ensure that garments are cleaned to a high standard without damage. Okay, then you have customer service. You have to ensure that your clients are treated with respect, their concerns are addressed promptly, and their expectations are consistently met. Then training and certification. I've seen one training, what's that, Clean Ace or something? Okay, I've seen their training plan. They organize training for dry cleaners. So you can also do that so as to give your customers the service they require. Next slide, please. Okay, so role of Standards Organization of Nigeria. So our main role is to develop standards, like I've said earlier, standards that promote safety, sustainability, and service excellence in the dry cleaning and laundry industry. We have stages of standards development. If you know that there's a standard that you require, you can let us know, then we start developing the standard. And so there are stages. It can be on customers' requests or industry's requests. It can be, so somebody will be assigned to do that. And that person will have to come to all of you. You are the stakeholders. You are the user of the standards. We are just custodians. We are just the secretariat of standards. You have to agree with whatever we put down before we can call it standards. So then we also enforce compliance. When the standards are ready, we enforce that you comply with the content of the standards. Then we also educate, we give education. When the standard is developed, we also educate the stakeholders on the implementation of the standards. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, so these are the importance of standardization. Standardization is the backbone of any thriving industry. You can agree with me. It ensures consistency, safety, quality, and efficiency across all operations. For the dry cleaning and laundry industry, standardization is not just a regulatory requirement, but a fundamental necessity for fostering consumer trust and operational excellence. It also protects the manufacturers and customers for the consequences of defective fabrics. Next, I think that should be conclusion. Okay, so these are some of the standards that have been developed. The first one is NIS 751-2017, standard for ready-made garments made from woven fabrics for adult wear. This standard talks about washing fastness, light fastness, like Madam was talking. This standard states the requirements that a manufacturer of a garment, of a textile, should adhere to before you put the products in the market. So you have to comply with the requirements of this standard. Then this, number 2 is ISO 3175, textiles, professional care, dry cleaning and wet cleaning. That's the one that is under approval by the SON Council. So we are yet to adopt that, but very soon you will get the standards, we will get the standards ready. Then we also have standards for detergents. These are also relevant to your business. We also have standard for bleach, it's also relevant. Then, okay, these are all the detergents, 3, 4, 5. They are all standard for detergents. Okay, next slide. Conclusion. So the urgency of standardization in the dry cleaning and laundry industry cannot be overstated. So we have to embrace standard for safety, sustainability, and service excellence. By embracing these standards, we not only enhance our industry's reputation, but also contribute to a healthier environment and a safer workplace. So all industries, so we encourage all industry stakeholders to collaborate with standards organization in our ongoing efforts to elevate standards and drive positive changes. So when we call upon you, please answer us, because we are going to, you are the stakeholders. You are the ones that will make use of these standards. So when we call upon you, please do oblige us. So together we can build a resilient, sustainable, and customer-centric dry cleaning and laundry industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Adebayo. Thank you. Can we please give her another round of applause? All right. She's brought us to speed, and I think her colleague asked how many of us in the room has the ISO certification. I'm sure from the things that she has taught us this afternoon, you will see the need to have the certifications necessary from SON, and they interestingly are working with your own association to give you soft landing when necessary. So it's really important, really truly important that you leverage that partnership. Truly, none of you here as an individual company can command this kind of clout that you have here with FPDA. Okay, I want to give opportunity to one or two persons to interact with Prof and SOM by way of a question. If you have a question you think you want Prof to answer or you want SON to address, I want to give opportunity to one or two persons before I go to LG presentation. LG is going to do a product presentation, and I'd like LG to please be on standby for that. If there is no comment or question coming for SON or Prof, I will just move on swiftly to LG product presentation. Let's welcome the LG representative who will get us through the product presentation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols duly observed. Once again, my name is Samuel Odenusi. I'm the sales manager for Home Appliances Division, LG Electronics. We are excited to be here and to partner with the Fabric Care Professionals and Dry Cleaners Association for organizing this event. And we are committed to continue to manufacture innovative and durable products for all our clients, whether individual or business alike. So today I'm going to be talking about a particular product that is pertinent to business owners, especially business owners in the cleaning laundry industry. And it's a commercial washing machine. Although I know that we've not been playing in the commercial laundry industry for a while now, but we started at least in the year 2020, and ever since we've continued to improve on this product. But before I move on, I'm going to start by letting us know about the commercial laundry demands. Would all agree with me that year in, year out, the population of Nigeria is growing at a fast pace. And presently, we are over 200 million people living in Nigeria. And out of that over 200 million, we have over 100 million living in the urban area of the country. And you know that the increase in the people living in the urban area, there is need for laundry needs of these people. So that is why the commercial or the laundry business in general is growing at a fast pace. And you would also agree with me that the business is actually growing. Yes, the business is actually growing. And for you as a business owner to continue to be in business, to cater for your customers, and also to get income for your business, you need to arm yourself with the right tool. And that is why we at LG Electronics try as much as possible to produce this product that will further make you to make more profit. So presently, we know that the name that we usually give ourselves before the advent of these washing machines, we usually call ourselves Alagbafo in Yoruba times. And you know that when it all started, it was done manually. But over time, there are innovations of this washing machine. So I'm just going to go straight to the market insights of commercial laundry system. We have low efficiency, or let me just call it efficiency. So most times as a business owner, you always want to get a product that is efficient, that is durable, that is convenient for you to use in order for you to be able to serve your customers right. So now I'm going to go straight to the game changer, which is the LG commercial laundry system. Yes, we understand that there are a lot of commercial laundry systems in the market, and there are a lot of industrial washing machines in the market. But what makes LG commercial laundry system different from the rest? I'm just going to break it down into 4 aspects. Why our commercial laundry system is durable, why our commercial laundry system is convenient for you to use, why our commercial laundry system is efficient, and why our commercial laundry system is smart. Now, looking at the efficiency, why is our commercial laundry system why is it efficient? You would know that when we are washing for our clients, when we are using washing machine to wash for our clients, it uses water, right? And we are all concerned about the water consumption of our washing machine. I'm pleased to let you know that LG commercial washing machine is low on water consumption. Why? It is made available, or it is made possible by what we call a 10-degree tilted drum. That is, our drum in the washing machine is tilted 10 degree. What it means in essence is that you know that washing usually take effect at the back of the drum. So it is pertinent for enough water or little water to be at the back of the drum for superior performance during washing. So our washing machine drum is tilted 10 degree. So it takes little water to the back of the drum where the washing takes place for superior performance. And also, it also saves water by using, it has a 4 spray pump at the front of the drum. That is 4 points where water gush into the drum, which helps you to reduce the cycle time of washing. You know that during washing, it is the water intake that takes a lot of time. It's not even the washing. It is how water gets into the drum that takes a lot of time. So our washing machine helps you to take in water on time, so that it's going to reduce the washing time. And you know that the lesser the time used for washing, the more cycle you are able to do per day. What it means in essence is that the more cycle you are able to do per day, you get more money. And I know that that is the bedrock of every business owner. So the second aspect of how our commercial laundry system is efficient for you is what we call it a gyro balancing system. What it means in essence is that it is the poles that the drum sits on. So our commercial laundry system sits on 4 damping system. We call it the gyro balancing system. So it helps to reduce the vibration during the spin cycle. We are all looking at how our washing machine are vibrating, are just making a whole lot of noise. So, but commercial laundry system is able to reduce the vibration of the washing machine during the spin cycle, which helps you to reduce which help the washing machine to be efficient. Then let's talk about the drying. How efficient is our commercial dryer? You understand that most times when some commercial dryer doesn't dry as well. Now, our commercial dryer is equipped with what we call the sensor dry chip, which detects the amount of moisture in the clothes that you put inside. What it means in essence is that once the machine is able to detect the amount of moisture in the clothes, it would adjust itself for the appropriate drying time so that it can dry the clothes completely the first time. So you don't need to dry a cloth 2 times or 3 times before you are able to get it completely dry. So it is made possible with the sensor dry. Now, I talk about that our commercial laundry system is smart. How smart is it? The new commercial laundry system that we are able to bring to the market is smart. What it means in essence that it is Wi-Fi enabled. We understand that a lot of us that we want to monitor our businesses remotely. Probably we are busy with other things, or we have other businesses that we need to monitor at the same time. But if you have a laundry system equipped with LG commercial laundry system, you can actually monitor your laundry or your dry cleaning house remotely from our web application. How is this made possible? For instance, you can check anywhere you are in the country on how many times the washing machine has washed in a particular day. You can check remotely how many times the dryer has dried in a particular day. So you can make your calculations. For instance, if you are running a laundromat that people just come in, drop their clothes, wash, dry, and they just leave, you can charge yourself. You can put a charge like probably a full load of 15 kg, maybe a full load of 15 kg, probably you are charging like 5,000 naira. So when you check and you see that it has done 10 circles in a day, what you just need to do is just times your 5,000 naira times the 10 circles, 50,000 naira. So whoever you have put in that particular shop, you just need to say, Madam or Oga, where is my 50,000 naira? Because from my system, I'll be able to see that you have done 10 circles today. So it is easy for you to monitor. And aside from monitoring the revenue, you can also monitor the problems that you have with the washing machine. It will tell you remotely. You don't need to start racking your head that my washing machine is not taking in water. What might be the cause? From the dashboard, you can actually detect the error of the washing machine, and you just need to call our customer care and they'll be at your beck and call. Then lastly, then we are talking about durability. How is LG commercial laundry system, how is it durable? Because we are particular about durability of our washing machine. Our commercial laundry system is equipped with what we call the inverter direct drive. Inverter direct drive in the sense that the motor, the rotor of the drive is directly attached to the drum. Once the motor is rolling, the drum is rolling. So there is less moving parts. What it means in essence that it's going to save on your energy consumption. You know, if you have in a mechanical system, if you have more moving parts, it requires a whole lot of energy for it to operate. But less moving parts means less energy consumption, which is made possible by LG inverter direct drive in our commercial laundry system. And aside from the inverter direct drive, the finishing of the commercial laundry system is coated with the same paint, with the same material as your car paint. It's the same coat, so it prevents against rust for over time. And one thing we assure our customers is that our inverter direct drive comes with 10-year warranty. 10-year warranty. So even if you are using it for 10 years, you are rest assured that if there's anything that happens to it, which we know that we really have such cases, if there's anything that happens to it, we have service center here in Lagos and other parts of the country that we can come and repair for you for free. Then the entire product of the washing machine comes with 2-year warranty. So you are rest assured that our service, after sales service is top notch in Nigeria at the moment. And to end my presentation, Because the presentation is broken into two parts, I just talked about the commercial laundry system. So I'm going to call my colleague right now. He's going to talk about the air solution. We know that laundry businesses, you don't just use commercial laundry system. You also need air solutions products for you to cool your spaces for your customers and the likes like that. But before my colleague join me on stage at the moment, I would like to add this, that we have one particular product that we brought here today that is not pertaining to laundry business, but we just want to use it as a form of appreciation. We call it our LG in-service refrigerator. The in-service refrigerator means that if you knock twice on a glass door, it's going to illuminate and you see what you have inside your refrigerator without you opening it. And there's a gift inside for whoever comes to our stand to knock twice on this refrigerator to see what is inside. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, LG. Thank you very much, LG. So we'll just make progress. We'll make progress real quick. We have a stain remover competition later today. If you indicated interest to be part of that stain remover competition, can you wave at me? Just keep waving. Keep waving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are just 5 of you. 5. I counted right, correct? 6. See, you almost missed your counting now. That lady raising her hand there, is she doing the contest or she's SON? 7. Please raise your hand properly. Raise your hand properly. Okay, bros, you were not sure before that you were part. Now you know. All right, welcome. 1. Raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 of you. Okay, cool. So the 9 of you, after this next presentation that I'm going to introduce now, you will just get up and go to the Nigeria-Indonesia Chamber of Commerce booth beside Son and have an interaction with the gentleman. I think he's the one I'm looking at there now. Okay, he's over there. They want to brief you, but that will be after the presentation that I'm about to introduce now. And that the presentation is insurance. We've heard how you can insure to the tune of what you can carry. So regardless of the cost of the thing, I mean, even insurance companies do that. If you go and tell an insurance company that, oh, I have a comprehensive on my car, the car just had an accident, they will send their loss adjusters to look at what that car requires. So if your mechanic said the car requires 500,000 and the loss adjuster says it requires 250,000, you're going to get 250,000 to fix, whatever that is. The point I'm trying to make is you've been encouraged to buy the insurance to the extent of what you can carry and make your client know that this is what is available as a cover for their clothes that you're dry cleaning. So to tell us a little bit more about insurance is the chairman of NEM Insurance PLC, Mr. Tope Smart. Insurance and risk management in relation to dry cleaning business, the best way to mitigate losses. So the chairman is not here, and one of the marketers from NEM Insurance will be taking that presentation on behalf of NEM Insurance. You heard a little bit about NEM Insurance earlier, so he's not coming to tell you about NEM now. He's coming to tell you about how you can mitigate losses. I'd like to welcome Pius Azurunwa. Mr. Azurunwa, let's give him a warm applause, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're part of those that paid attention during the exhibition, he spoke to us about NEM. Now he will talk to us about the product.
All right. Thank you, the compare. I've just been given 15 minutes and I want to be very judicious about the time. I want to start by thanking the organizers for this wonderful opportunity that we have been given to share our thoughts on the topic. So, unfortunately, my chairman is not around, and I'm here to represent him and to present this paper. So once more, I want to say good afternoon to all of us. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to present this paper entitled Insurance and Risk Management in Relation to Dry Cleaning Business, the Best Way to Mitigate Losses. So this paper, I just want to give you a rundown of what we will just handle in this paper, just like an outline. We're going to look at the definition of risk management, the processes of risk management, which includes risk identification, risk analysis / evaluation, risk control, potential risks in dry cleaning business, measures to mitigate the risks, insurance policies for a dry cleaning business or company. Then finally, I will conclude. Risk management has been defined as the protection of assets, earning, liabilities, and people of an enterprise with maximum efficiency and at minimal cost. Please, it is important that you underline that, minimal cost. It involves the identification, measurement, and economic control of risks that threaten the existence of a company. We are talking about those risks that threaten your existence. So that's where our focus is. We can measure the effectiveness of our risk management by reduction in the cost of losses. Risk management focuses on reorganizing future uncertainty, thinking through its possible manifestation and effects, then devising plans to reduce its impact on the organization. There are 3 basic processes involved in risk management. They include 1, risk identification, 2, risk evaluation, 3, risk control. I'll take the first one, which is risk identification. This is the scientific approach of analyzing the source of risk. You have to identify the source of that risk. Risk management requires that steps be taken to highlight all the areas where a company is likely to suffer. You have to identify those risks, the areas that expose you to potential threats. For a dry cleaning business, it could be the quality of chemicals supplied, because a bad chemical can be harmful to the staff and also dangerous on the fabrics. Risk evaluation. This is a critical evaluation of the frequency. When I'm talking about frequency, we're talking about the number of times and the impact of the loss. It involves compiling very accurate records of past events in order that decisions taken in the future are on the basis of sound statistics. Risk control. When the risk has been identified, its frequency and severity measured, the next process in risk management is developing techniques to deal with the risk. The methods of risk control are broadly classified as fiscal and financial control. The very first one is the fiscal risk control. This refers to the fiscal efforts taken in avoiding or reducing risk. Risk can be prevented, eliminated, or its impact reduced by the use of physical devices. For example, adequate maintenance of equipment can help in reducing the risk of it getting bad. Good housekeeping in the factories and also installation of fire alarms can help. When you have fire alarm, it triggers an alarm when there's a potential site of fire, so that those involved can quickly douse the tension without allowing it to get to an extent that is too bad on the company. Financial control. Even after control measures have been implemented, provisions have to be made for the funding of the losses that may occur as a result of inevitable residual risk. The methods involved in financial risk control include risk retention and risk transfer. The very first one is risk retention. Risk retention could be planned and unplanned. I say it unplanned because there are some things you do. It might not be planned, it might not be intentional, but you don't know that you are probably avoiding risk or reducing risk. One of the ways you can do that is what we call contingency fund, or what people call self-insurance fund. There are some companies that bring out a particular amount of money at the beginning of the year and leave it like a sinking fund, that whatever loss we suffer, we use money from that fund to take care of such losses. That is another way of taking care of your losses. Then the next one is the risk transfer. The risk can be transferred to an insurance company, just like NEM is an insurance company, and others. These insurance companies will charge what we call equitable premium, that is the money you pay for the risk, and you will be indemnified whenever claims or losses occur. Indemnity is an insurance word trying to compensate you when you suffer losses or putting you back to where you were prior to the loss. Potential risks. We have identified some potential risks in the dry cleaning business, and as I mentioned them, you will agree with me whether I am saying what is obtainable. The very first one is the chemical hazards. In dry cleaning business, different chemicals are used in treating and washing of garments/clothes. Most of these chemicals are harmful to workers, and regular inhaling can cause respiratory issues over a long time. If you expose yourself to some of these chemicals over a long time, it can cause respiratory issues over a long time. There are things we call ergonomic injuries. These are injuries that are as a result of repeated tasks. In a dry cleaning, there are certain things you do every day, repeatedly. Example include pressing or ironing. Injuries from a manufacturing machine are also risks involved in the dry cleaning business. Increased competition, another risk. We have what we call cutthroat competition among operators. It is a very big risk. This could force some businesses to go down. The big players amongst you can use their financial might to suppress the small ones by adopting what we call unethical practices. Damage to dry cleaning equipment. Company-owned janitorial equipment, such as vacuum cleaners and pressure washers, might be damaged while in use or in transit. The company may incur both the cost of repairs or the expenses of renting replacement equipment to use until the repairs are completed. Damage to or theft of customers' property. A major risk identified in dry cleaning is that of damage or theft of customers' property. Most times, customers' clothes are misplaced or even stolen. Also, the issue of disappointment is another risk, leading to possible loss of customers. Economic downturn/inflation. Just like any other business, dry cleaning business can be affected by the economic situation, which could be as a result of government policies or inflation that affect the cost of operation. Fire. Many of the equipment are electrically operated. There is a tendency of power surge or negligence on the part of workers, which could lead to fire incidents. We have identified some risk improvement measures. Below are some risk improvement measures to mitigate losses, which is the cardinal or the kernel of the topic. 1, professional indemnity insurance. You are encouraged to take up a professional indemnity insurance. This protects you from loss as a result of negligent actions. Face masks All workers in the operation department are encouraged to wear face masks to reduce the effect of inhaled chemicals on them. Proper and regular training. Training in the handling of sophisticated machines should be regular. This reduces mistakes, errors that could lead to accidents. Stress management. It is recommended that the cleaning companies should adopt the shift arrangement for their workers. This enables the workers to be alert and not suffer from fatigue. Proper indexing. A more reliable style of indexing should be used to avoid mixing up customers' clothes. The index registration should be checked before dispatching customers' clothes to ensure that clothes are not swapped. Conduit wiring system. To reduce the frequency of electrical sparks or shock, it is advised that the conduit wiring system be used. These are the recommended policies for a dry cleaning company. The very first one is public liability. This policy compensates the insured in respect of claims from third parties, i.e., members of the public, for accidental bodily injury or damage to their property due to the insured's negligence or that of their employees, while such third parties are on the premises of the insured or anywhere they operate. Professional indemnity. This policy protects persons acting in their professional capacity against claims that might be made alleging that injury or loss has resulted from their negligent action or advice. Fire insurance. Fire insurance is defined as the ignition of something that is not supposed to be on fire. This means that fire insurance is predicated on something being on fire which ought not to be on fire. It is essentially to cover risk which are accidental and fortuitous to the insured, who will be indemnified to the value of property as at the time of its destruction. Burglary/house breaking. This policy is designed to indemnify the insured against loss or damage to the property belonging to him or held in trust or commission as a result of theft, accompanied by actual, forcible, and violent entry into or out of building. But most times there's another cover or an extension that will grant. We call that one larceny. But I think it is, you have to request for it, and we'll grant it on what we call additional premium. The last one is personal accident insurance. This is designed to provide benefits for death, disability, permanent or temporary, and medical expenses which may arise as a result of an accident. Conclusion. The need for risk management cannot be overemphasized. An effective risk management strategy would help improve the use of capital by reducing long-term production costs and improving the price competitiveness of your company's services. It would also reduce the amount spent on insurance, as proper risk management measures could reduce the premium charged by insurers. Above all, it would contribute to the positive development of the national economy. Thank you for listening. May God bless you.
Thank you, Pius Azaroma. Thank you so much. Let's appreciate Nem with another round of applause. Okay, so 9 of you, I counted 9 of you for stain removal contest. There's a gentleman, I think he's the one there with white. The gentleman with white over there. Get Enibukun, the man to your right. I need his attention. Yes. Yes. They're coming to meet you, right? For the stain removal. They're coming to meet you. Are they coming to meet you for the stain removal contest? Okay, all 9 of you that indicated that interest, you can just go. There's a gentleman wearing white around where Nibuku is standing. Interact with him. Now, while they're doing that, we're going to take our final speaking from this podium today. And once we're done with that, you can continue your networking, continue, interacting with our exhibitors. We have master class slated, and after the master class, you can go and observe the stain removal contest. At the same time, engage some more with the exhibitors, which is why I was asking you to shut it down at that time. I'd like to also acknowledge who has just joined us. There's another assistant director at SON, this time assistant director and head of marketing at SON, Mrs. Stella Chamberlain. Mrs. Chamberlain, good afternoon and thank you. Just acknowledging your presence. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so we're making progress now to the master class. And as I said, it's the last thing that will come from this podium today, and then we'll reconvene tomorrow morning again. Let me welcome Edwin Chukwuka. Edwin Chukwuka would walk us through. Please put your hands together. Give me a round of applause. Edwin will take us through the master class. He will tell us the topic of the master class. And of course, if he needs my mic in the audience, I will have one for him. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Standing on already existing protocol, we would be going into a very interactive session, professional laundry and dry cleaning. Now we want to even start by asking ourselves what we understand by the term laundry and dry cleaning. Many years ago, many of us were washing, but then when people ask us what we do, we say we're dry cleaners. And so you're dipping people's suits in water and it's coming out all messed up. And then you say you're dry cleaning. Could someone please tell us what the difference is? Is there anybody who's going to bail us out? Laundry, dry cleaning. There's a hand there at the back, the lady in pink. Yes, you want to? I thought you wanted to answer our question.
Sound. Okay. Okay, there's a hand. There are two actually is going on.
Okay, so somebody is rescuing us.
So I will come to you. Let me begin with her if you don't mind.
Thank you. In laundry, you put the fabric in water. You wash with soap or detergent and water. But for dry cleaning, you use solvent.
Has she done justice to it? Okay, let's hear from another person.
Yes, in addition to what she has just said.
Yes, ma'am.
In laundry, you dip in the water and then with soap and all that. But in dry cleaning, you use chemical. You know, either spirit or Beclone chemical.
Thank you very much. Can we put our hands together for them? They've just done excellent justice to that.
Edwin, if you don't mind, they just reminded me something. Back in the day when we used to wear coats, right? We had wear coat. We had one washerman in the estate at the time where I used to live. So whenever you give him your coat, you will see it hung on the wire. Like the guy don't use and do them as he like. The shoulder part will be hanging outside like somebody that. Anyway, don't mind me, continue.
Okay, next question is, she mentioned spirit. We call it the white spirit. And then Beclone. Who can tell us which came first? Which was first in use? Somebody's here.
I think the white spirit.
The white spirit came first. Excellent. Please let's put our hands together for him. So, white spirit has since been displaced by perk. But we still use white spirit, don't we? We still use white spirit. So, it's very important for us to know the difference between the laundry and the dry cleaning. So that, you see, if you're doing laundry, you should be bold to say to your customers, I'm a washerman, I like that for. It's laundry I do. So that they don't mistake you for a dry cleaner and then they give you their very expensive suit and you wreck it. And then they'll come and confront you and say, but you say you're a dry cleaner now. That time, police matter don't enter. So laundry is the process of cleaning clothes linens and other textiles using water, detergent, and so, well, these are the things we'll be dealing with. So we're talking about, let's move to the laundry technology. Laundry technology, please. The slide. Okay, I'll just take it from here. So it typically involves washing, rinsing, and drying of garments to remove dirt, stains, odors, and germs. Dry cleaning, yes, so as you can see there, the laundry process can be done manually or using washing machines and dryers. So many of us do manual washing, and that's part of it. But then you step it up with the use of machines. Dry cleaning technology, dry cleaning is a process of using chemical solvents to remove stains and grease from clothing. So those are actually things that your regular water washing cannot take off. The grease, the oils, and the likes. It is suitable for delicate fabrics and garments that require special care, ensuring effective stain removal while minimizing damage. Now, another question I'm going to ask. There's something in between laundry and dry cleaning. Who can tell us what it is? Somebody has his hand up, sir. One very special one that not many of us know about.
That's wet cleaning.
Wet cleaning. Wet cleaning. When you hear those kind of things, you're wondering, which one be wet cleaning again? We shall know laundry, we know dry cleaning. Now, wet cleaning will take care of what you should have dry cleaned, but cannot dry clean. Why? Because of some features on it. Things that dry cleaning can actually mess up. So some of the likes are your beads, your sequins, some of the things we call leather. We call them leather, but the people who made it know what it is. It's PVC. Dry cleaning will wreck it for you. So water, gentle, treatment in water at low temperature with low mechanical action will help you to deliver that same item to your customer who doesn't know whether you dry cleaned it, laundered it, or wet cleaned it. Have you had cases where customers bring items to you and they say, I want my clothes dry cleaned? If you don't have a good customer service personnel or customer relations personnel, they're going to mess that transaction up. But if you do, they just take it in. Okay, ma, we will dry clean it. And those in the factory will help you to take care of it. And they'll say to you, never mind, we'll deal with it. So whether you wet cleaned, white spirited it, laundered it, dry cleaned it, or whatever you did, it just came out dry cleaned. Not so. So, a history of dry cleaning. You can see as how far back it's dated. 1825. Kerosene was involved. At some point, white spirit came to play. But today, we have been rescued by the almighty PEC. Please, let's put our hands together for the manufacturers of PEC. Clap for them. If people create something, let's celebrate them so that when we create, they can celebrate us too. So solvents, detergents, alkalis, and bleaches. Next slide, please. Yeah, so dry cleaning solvents are chemical substances used to remove dirt, stains, and odors from garments and fabrics without water. So we see that the one that is mostly used is PEC. PEC has proven to be excellent in taking care of all of these things. Soilings, removing oils from your clothes, taking care of things that ordinary water could not take off for you. And so you have detergents. So detergents are chemical substances, water-soluble cleansing agents that combine with impurities and dirt to make them more soluble and easier. You see, we practice these things at home many times. You put Ariel in water, you soak your white in it. By the time you pick it up, a large percentage of the soilings or stains would have been flushed into the water. You just see water that was clean had turned milky or brown. Something has happened. And so your little mechanical action will help to do what? To improve on the outcome of the garment. So the alkalis, also known as bases, are chemical substances that have a pH greater than 7. They are commonly used in cleaning products due to their ability to break down and remove various types of dirt, grease, and stains. So when you engage the use of all of these things, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get the best outcome, better than what you would have given if you were just doing it in the house. So this should be a very fascinating process for many of us in the industry, because there has to be something that gives us the edge above the roadside washerman. Do you understand? So when we get to know all of these things and make use of them, it helps to improve the service we provide to customers. I want us to go to the slide that gives us functions of a dry cleaning solvent. Functions of a dry cleaning solvent. All right, so that dissolves solvent-soluble soiling agents such as oils, waxes, and greases. It acts as a carrier for insoluble soils, prevent fabric shrinkage, and maintain garment shape. Now, when you hear shrinkage, the first thing you think about is silk, wool, those ones that water will destroy, depending on how you manage it. You know, sometimes, if you're knowledgeable enough, you might be able to manage them well in water. But if you just throw it in the machine like that and say, they say we should clean it, and then you throw it in there, the outcome will not be as pleasant. And God help you that the customer doesn't call the police on you. They produce, in combination with mechanical action, a flushing action on fabrics to aid cleaning. So that's actually what happens when PEC is introduced to your fabrics. So we go to the differences. So a whole lot of differences that they make. Differences between laundry and dry cleaning. So we have laundry, dry cleaning. Laundry uses water, like we have been taught. Chemical solvents for dry cleaning. Laundry suitable for most fabrics, ideal for delicate fabric suits and garments, not water resistant. Laundry in stain removal, effective for water soluble stains, effective for oil based and all of that. Gentleness on fabric. So while this may cause shrinkage or color fading if not done correctly, now mark that word. You could also do laundry incorrectly. That's what that is telling us. If not done correctly, you could actually cause shrinkage or color fading in laundry. So it means that there is also there's a right way to do it, and you must just get it and get it right. So we have your dry cleaning is gentler on fabrics, helps prevent shrinkage or color fading. That's why you can have a suit for 10 years and it's still looking new. You know, so when you have worn it a couple of times and you send it to the dry cleaners, it comes back looking like you just bought it. That's what that does for you. Professional service in laundry can be done at home or by professional laundry services, and in dry cleaning only performed by professional cleaners. I was somewhere and I found out that they were mixing water and PEC to brush your suits, exposing the staff to risk, danger of inhaling PEC, which will eventually cause a health problem for them. Where you see such practices, discourage it. Discourage it. It is not healthy. Before the Standards Organization of Nigeria will come and carry you. So the almighty wet cleaning that's in between our laundry and dry cleaning, you see what it does. Wet cleaning is not washing. Please take note. It's not just washing. It is the process of cleaning dry clean only garments in water using precisely controlled temperatures. Sometimes we have bought customers have brought items to us, and the care label says, do not dry clean, do not wash. Has anybody come across that? How have you solved that problem, sir? Somebody needs to answer a question. How have you solved that problem? How have you solved that puzzle? Do not dry clean, do not wash.
You use the process of wet cleaning.
Wet cleaning. How did you do it, sir?
The part of it that needs to be dry cleaned, you use the dry cleaning solvent to do a bit of pre-spotting, and the part that needs laundry, you do a gentle touch and manage the mechanical action on the garment to give you the best outcome.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So, but if you now have conflicting colors, how would you do that? If you have conflicting colors, are you going to go ahead and do what you just said?
I don't understand.
Oh, if you have, assuming it's a garment that has different colors.
Well, you mean color,
like what is
color on? I think in the right hands, I think I'll do the same thing and it will come out fine.
Okay, so what I hear you say is, how do you carefully take care of each part of that garment without letting one damage the other? That's what this is about. So wet cleaning, when you do your wet cleaning, say treat in water using precisely controlled temperatures, chemicals, and gentle mechanical action. So even if you have to pass it through water and the machine, the temperature must be reduced. Now, laundry. You can do laundry